messages. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Hi guys, how are you today? I wanted to do a video where we could talk about the cast of Traitors season 4 because it's coming up very, very soon. And I'm very excited to see what you guys think about who could possibly win, who could possibly be a traitor, who you think is going to be eliminated. And there is a difference, in my opinion, between being eliminated and being a traitor and all these things, because like you're good or bad at the game, or they think that you would be good. And then there's like this whole level of like production and gameplay that the actual like TV show and Bravo and Peacock want to push forward. So whenever I'm making my choices or making decisions or coming up with like theories on the show, I will always preface that there are people that I want to be a traitor, or hey, Jalissa. There are people that I want to be a traitor. There are people that I want to be eliminated, but that doesn't necessarily mean the show wants that or Bravo and Peacock want that. Okay, so I have my list here. I also want to say that Heather Gay officially follows me on social media. I'm just saying, I'm famous. So shout out to Heather. I did a video on her documentary series and she liked it and she said thank you and she appreciated it. So that was pretty cool to wake up this morning and see that a housewife is following me. Also kind of terrifying because if I ever say anything bad about her, I'm afraid, because I am blocked by Lisa Rinna on TikTok. So I've been on both sides of the story here. I've been loved by a housewife and I've been hated by a housewife. I've had both experiences. So, all right. So let me just go through the cast list and then we'll kind of get into who I think will be a traitor and who I think would be eliminated, like the strategies and what I think is going to happen. Okay. So a lot of this cast, I know the parts of the cast that I don't know the best are always going to be the Amazing Race, Survivors, some of the Big Brother ones. I know a lot of old school Survivor and old school Big Brother cast members. I don't know a lot of the newer, like the last 5 to 10 seasons. I don't know. I don't really know them. So we have Natalie Anderson. She was on Survivor and the Amazing Race. We have Yamil Archo, who is on Survivor, Mark Ballas, who is currently on Dancing with the Stars, and his partner is Whitney. We have Rob Sesternino from Survivor. I do remember him. We have Stephen Coletti, who was on One Tree Hill and Laguna Beach. We have Candace Dillard Bassett, who was on Real Housewives of Potomac. Ron Funches, who is a comedian. He also is a character. I believe he's the shark. I think the shark character on the Harley Quinn adult cartoon. Hi, good morning. Let's see. We have Maura Higgins, who's from Love Island. She was a participant. She was a host, and now she does like some commentating too. We have Donna Kelsey, who, if you don't know who Donna Kelsey is, let's be for real, please. We have Kristen Kish, who was on Top Chef as a contestant. I think she won. Didn't she win? And then she is now the current host. So this is the cast for the new season of The Traitors on Peacock. We have Tara Lipinski, who's an Olympic skater, also a Olympic skating commentator now. She's retired. Dorinda Medley, Real Housewives of New York. She was also on season 3 of The Traitors and got eliminated first, if I remember correctly. We have Tiffany Mitchell, who is from Big Brother and The Challenge. Monet Exchange, who is from RuPaul's Drag Race. We have Eric Nam, who I didn't even know who the heck this person is, but apparently he's a K-pop singer and he's very, very famous in Korea. We have Michael Rappaport, who is a Zionist. We have Rob Roush, who is from Love Island, the bestest season of Love Island. We have Lisa Rinna, who's from Beverly Hills. Caroline Stanberry, who's from the Dubai season of Real Housewives. Ian Terry, who's from Big Brother. I do remember Ian. We have Colton Underwood, who's from Bachelor Bachelorette. Johnny Weir, who is best friends with Tara Lipinski and is also an Olympic figure skater and commentator. And then we have Portia Williams, who is Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, overall, I always go like 50-50 on the cast. Like I agree, Jalissa. Sometimes I love the cast, sometimes I hate them, sometimes I love half of them. I will say in regards to the Bravo cast, this is a good group of women. This is a good group of women to be on this show. Every single housewife on this show, I'm excited to watch. Like this group of people, I'm very excited on the Bravo side of the cast. Everybody else, it's like hit or miss for me. Sometimes I'll go into it and I'll be disappointed and then I get excited. And then sometimes I'll get excited and then they go in and I'm like, you guys suck. You're not even good at this. We'll see what happens. I think for me, the people that I think would be the best traitors I think that there is a difference between who I want to have a traitor from the beginning and then who would I want to have as a traitor towards the middle, the end. Because Phaedra, I think, was a really good traitor, and I loved watching her, and I loved watching her get Kate involved. And like, so those types of things where I'm kind of like, there's certain cast members that I'm like, ooh, I kind of don't want them to be a traitor from the beginning. I kind of want them to get everybody to love them and be a traitor at the end. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so for me personally, I think that they need to at least either have Johnny or Tara. One of them needs to be a traitor. You need to split them up because everybody, if you know, this is the other thing that cracks me up about this show, is that these people go on this show and they literally don't know half the shit. I'm like, how do you not know who Tara Lipinski is? How do you not know who Johnny Weir is? But at the same time, I feel like that's a white people thing. I feel like only white people know who figure skaters are. But like, if you don't know them, then you don't know that they're best friends. That Tara Lipinski was one of Johnny Weir's brides. He called him a brideswoman or bridesman or something like that. Like Johnny Weir was a bridesman in Tara Lipinski's wedding. Like they're best friends. And so for me, if I was producing and creating this show, I would want to split the two of them up somehow. And I would want to make one of them a traitor and have the other one be a faithful. And see that dynamic. Because for me personally, if I'm a faithful and I see that they're best friends, I automatically want to split them up. Because there's a chance. See, Jalissa, this is what I'm talking about. I think some of these shows are white people coded. Some of these people are white people coded. And I feel like Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir are white people coded. So it doesn't surprise me when people that don't look like me don't know who the hell these people are, because I'm like, boring. If it's vanilla and weird and boring, it's white people problems. So I think it'd be really good if they did that, because for me, if I'm a faithful and I know that they're best friends, and this is something that like we've seen in other seasons where like they try to split up the housewives or they try to split up survivor groups, because what ends up happening is that if you're on a similar show, you kind of like tag team together. You said, how do you know? And I'm like, oh my God. No, it doesn't surprise me that you don't know. It just doesn't surprise me when people don't know certain people, because I'm like, this is boring vanilla white bread. Only white people know who these people are. So that's one thing that I think that they should do. I think that they should find a way to split them up, break them up, or if they don't do that, I think that they're one of those people that if one of them becomes a traitor, they could convince the other one to be a traitor later on. So I just think they're dangerous. The two of them together could be very, very dangerous, okay? Another reason why I love this show so much is because it makes me feel super smart. Because I am a, like, pop culture, reality TV, like, connoisseur, and like I always know all these people. So when people are like, who's that? I'm like, they're from this, they're from that. Like I feel really smart when I watch these shows. I'm like, I'm so smart. I know everybody on this show. So the next people that I think that they should consider being a traitor from the very beginning is I think they should do Johnny or Tara and have one of them be a traitor. I think that they should have Eric Nam be a traitor, and I think that they should consider doing Ian Terry as a traitor because they're both very quiet. And also, nobody knows, and you cannot tell me. The only person I don't know on this list 110% was Eric Nam. You can't tell me that they can't put him in because as a traitor, nobody knows anything about this man. No one knows anything that he does. Nobody knows anything about him 110%. And for me, I think if they put him as a traitor, he would go very, 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 very far. I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he's nice. I don't know if he's an asshole. I don't know. All I know is from like the stuff that I've seen online, he is very famous in Korea. Like very, very famous guy. So I feel like they always try to put a housewife in the group to be a traitor. Um, who I think would see this is the other thing is that like I don't know like how much more are we gonna underestimate the housewives on these shows? Because they do such a good job on these shows. They really do. Whether they don't make it to the end or not, they make it like at least one or two of them make it pretty damn far. And they're really good at lying. They're like really good at lying because they freaking lie all the goddamn time on their shows. For me, I think Lisa Rinna is going to get eliminated very early on because if you have a brain cell, you would know that she's deadly. If you can get her in long enough, I think she could manipulate pretty quickly and pretty easy on. I mean, she literally was the traitor on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, what's the difference, honestly? Um, I think she'll be very entertaining. See, this is the thing with Lisa Rinna. One of two things is either going to happen. Either one, she's going to do such a good job and she's going to be a phenomenal, faithful traitor, either way, whatever. Or she's going to do what she does sometimes where she is team too much, where she does way too much. She acts ridiculous. She acts out. She slips up too easily and she causes chaos and she rubs people the wrong way. So she has to really pick and choose her battles on how much she's going to be involved in certain stuff because she can cause her own mess sometimes, unfortunately. So that will be really interesting. I think Caroline Stanbury, again, if you guys don't know, when these people come in and it's like the Survivor bros and the Big Brother bros, they're the people in the group I don't like the most usually is the Survivor cast members and the Big Brother ones because they're just like we're bros. It always gives fraternity to me when the Big Brother cast and the Survivor cast are involved. It always gives me frat vibes and I can't stand it, which is another reason why I think they get eliminated so quickly because they're too big for their fucking britches. So for me, I do think they're going to end up picking one of them to be a traitor pretty early on. I don't want them to because I don't give a crap, but I think that it always makes me laugh that those specific contestants always underestimate a housewife. Always do. And I don't think a lot of these guys, a lot of these Survivor, especially the bros, especially the dudes, know who Caroline Stanbury is. And for me, Caroline Stanbury is like Portia levels. Okay, Can you imagine Caroline Stanbury, Portia Williams, Lisa Rinna, Candace Bassett at a round table trying to prove their points? It's going to be incredible. It's going to be cinema. Okay, it's going to be Shakespearean. These are like if you want to talk about the people that bring the best quality to this particular format of a show, it is always the housewives women. It always is. They have the funniest jokes. They have the funniest uh diary rooms. They always bring it the most at the round tables. Like they are just like the season that Phaedra was on and everybody underestimated her. I was like, you guys, you better get this bitch out. You better get her out real quick because she is gonna get all of you. They don't realize some of these women, like they're just like, oh, they're just a stupid little housewife. Phaedra is a fucking mortician, a lawyer. I'm pretty sure she's probably a doctor, okay, a nurse. Um, she does it all. But like she's like a full-blown lawyer. So the fact that they sat there and were like, Phaedra, she's just a dumb little housewife. That's what they're gonna do with these women too. They're not dumb. Portia Williams, Portia Williams is not stupid, okay? And she will rip you down. Some of these little boys are like, I'm a big tough guy, are gonna get their freaking panties in a bunch, and it's gonna be hilarious. Watching these women tear down the men that are part of the bro posse is so funny to watch. Um, I also want, okay, so there's a couple people that I just want to watch, and I just want them to be traders because they have podcasts with people that I think would be funny to watch them commentate on while they watch it. So one is Monet Exchange because Bob was on the previous season and he got eliminated. Bob got eliminated. I think Bob's pronouns are they, them. Bob got eliminated pretty early on. And the funniest part about Bob getting eliminated was that when they were trying to save themselves, essentially, they were like, oh, I swear to God, I swear to God, I swear to God, like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, whatever. And that made me laugh so hard because if you are a watcher of Bob and Monet's podcast, you would know that Bob doesn't believe in God. And that's a running joke and a conversation that they've talked about on other podcasts, that Bob does not believe in God. Bob doesn't believe in heaven. Bob doesn't believe in any of that shit. Bob is like very neutral on the spirituality front. And then when they eliminated him, they were like, I don't believe in God. You guys are dumb. I was like, I literally would have turned to everybody. I would have been like, that's a lie. Bob doesn't believe in God. If you listen to Bob's podcast with Monet, you would know that. And I knew that. That's why I'm like, put me on this show. Put me on this show. I will get everybody. Put me on this show. But I think Monet would be really funny to have as a traitor just to see how much further Monet would go than Bob, because it would be really funny to watch Bob and Monet just go off on each other. Because when Monet was on All Stars, for RuPaul's Drag Race, they followed along and watched that on the thing. And then when Bob was on the Traitors, they followed along and watched it and commentated on it, which was really funny. So I think it'd be really funny to watch and compare notes of Bob versus Monet on the Traitors. I think that'd be really funny. And again, the producers are super smart to have Monet on there. I think it's genius. I think it's genius. And again, more queer representation. I think that's fantastic. And Monet just got engaged. So just saying, good times. Let's see. Who else did I want? Oh, Donna Kelsey is another one that I think that I think that the producers are going to specifically try to keep her on as long as possible. Obviously for the viewership, like this, to be completely fair, the viewership is going to be through the fucking roof this season. Just on Donna Kelsey alone, the amount of Swifties that are going to watch this show is going to be astronomical. And the producers knew that. The producers knew that they were going to get, Travis and Jason's New Heights, fandom. They're going to get Kylie Kelsey's, fandom for her podcast and her social media. And then they're going to get the Swifties because guess what? Donna is going to be Taylor's mother-in-law. So this season's viewership is going to be through the roof, and they know that, and they're going to keep Donna on there as long as possible. Also, for me personally, again, this isn't going to happen because the producers will not let the producers are not going to let this happen. For me personally, I think that she would be a good one to have. Okay, again, this is me personally, what I would do. I would eliminate Donna immediately because she is one of those ones that is going to sneak under the radar for a while because she's like, nice mommy, we love our mommy, blah, blah, mommy. And they're just going to slide. She's just going to slide underneath. That's what I think happened with Dolores. Is everybody loved Dolores. And I don't think she was ever a traitor. She was always a faithful all the way through. But she's another one that kind of like snuck underneath the radar for a long time because everybody loved her. And she was like, oh my God, Dolores, mommy, we love her. Also, Dolores just got engaged. Shout out, which means that her soon-to-be hubby must have finally gotten that divorce, because remember that was a storyline for a while that he wasn't divorced and like wasn't planning on getting divorced from his ex-wife / baby mama for a while. I'm assuming he must have now. That's why they're getting engaged. Also, that rock was huge, okay? And we know he has a lot of money because look at his face. But they're gonna keep Dawn on as long as possible for just viewership alone. And honestly, I think she would stay around a lot longer anyway, just because I think she's so lovable and people would love to keep her. But for me personally, she is the type of cast member that's going to go under the radar and will get very, very far, if not to the end. She would also be another really good one that would be really fun to watch her be a traitor later on in the show, because again, people will love her so much, gain her trust. Oh my God, Mama Kelsey, we love you so much. And then she gets towards the end, she becomes a traitor and fools everybody and wins it all. Okay. She would be a really good one to be one later. I hope that they keep Mara as a faithful. I would really love to watch her as a faithful. I think she could skunk out some people. She's also very, very outspoken. Let's see, past winners of the Traitors US. Who's the one I'm thinking of? Trishelle. She reminds me a lot of Trishelle. Trishelle was very, hi, Bed Sigma Boy, how are you? Trishelle is a really good one that I think Maura and her are very similar, where they feel like they're very, if they're a faithful, they're going to be a diehard faithful, and they are very outspoken and not afraid to speak up and say how they feel. The thing that always sucks about this show, and this happens every season and it drives me freaking insane, is they always let the men kind of lead the way, and then the men are stupid and don't do the right thing every time. It's like, and then you have people like Trishelle who are like, no, you guys, I'm telling you, this person is a traitor, this person is a traitor. The guys are like, you don't know what you're talking about, they're not a traitor, blah blah blah, and then they end up being right every time. Okay. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like Mara could be one of those people. Mara could be one of those people that's like, you guys, I'm telling you, this person is a traitor. This person is a traitor. And then stupid friggin' Survivor bros won't listen to her. And then come to find out she was right the whole time. That's the vibe that I get. It cracks me up that they let Dorinda come back. Out of all traitors to come back, they let Dorinda come back. I mean, I guess they let Kate come back, right? But Dorinda is just like, she's so entertaining and so funny to watch, don't get me wrong, but man, oh man, she is just all over. She's like, she's all over the place. She doesn't know what she's saying half the time, what she's talking about. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Michael Rappaport, because I don't even know why they let him on the show, because in the time frame that we're talking about, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, you guys can let me know if I'm wrong or not, I'm pretty sure did they film this while everything was happening in the Middle East? I feel like they were, and he's been outspoken ever since. And I know he's like, besties with fucking Andy Cohen, so I'm sure that's how he got on there. And he's besties with like all the housewives. But like, they gotta get, like, I'm going to assume that they're going to very much minimize in the editing room, because depending how far he got, they're going to minimize his existence on that show as much as humanly possible, because he's just a psycho online. Like, he is disgusting, horrible person who says the most ridiculous, disgusting things. And I haven't liked Michael Rappaport for a long time. I used to, and then I think I woke up one day and was like, dude, this guy's like fucking full of shit. And so I'm interested to see how they're going to handle that, because there is no way in hell they're going to shove him down our throat. I think they're going to either edit him out heavily, or they're going to like eliminate him like ASAP. Who knows though? Who knows? Because I know the housewives like him a lot and get along with him. I'm pretty sure him and Dorinda are buddies, if I remember correctly. So we'll see how far that goes. I think Kristen will go very far. Again, she will be another one that I think will be very stealthy and very under the radar. So I think she will go very, very far. I think Rob is one of those ones that, again, Rob is one of those ones where it's like Tom, like, I don't know why they didn't eliminate Thomas Sandoval early on. I think they just kept him for votes because he was so freaking stupid, and Rob's not stupid, but the same vibe of like, you give liar vibes, you give buffoonery F-boy vibes, let's just get you out immediately so we can move on with our lives. And I feel like Rob, first of all, I think Rob would be a great traitor. I think it'd be funny as hell to watch him be a traitor because he would love it. He would love, he's going in and he's like, please make me a traitor. I'm begging you, make me a traitor. He wants to be a traitor. Colton, I don't think they'll make him a traitor. I think that they will, if they do, it'll be like a, friggin' what's his face from season 2, who was also a bachelor. And they like asked him later on and he said no. I feel like Colton will be like a diehard faithful. That's my vibe from him. I don't really know anything about about pretty much any of the Survivor people. I think Stephen Coletti will be another one that is a diehard faithful through and through. I think he'll be a diehard faithful. I think Mark would be a diehard faithful. I think Mark and Steven would get along really, really well. I think that romance would be really good. We already know all the housewives are going to gang up together and try to be a posse. They do every single year. But yeah, I think the cast will be good. I think the best part of the cast is going to be the Housewives group. I think they do a really good job with casting the Bravo group. They always do a really good job with that. It's the other people that I'm kind of like, what the fuck are they doing here? What's going on? Like Ron Funches. Why is Ron Funches on this show? That always cracks me up when they have like these random outliers. Same thing with Eric Nam. I'm like, who? What? Mind you, though, I like Ron Funches. Okay, let me look at. There was a show that Ron Funches used to be on with this loser dude. I don't remember what his name is, but I used to love the show. What show is it? Let's see more. He was on, God, this is way back in the day too. This is not recent. He was on a show way back in the day, and this is how I started learning about him. He's really, if you guys have not seen the Harley Quinn cartoon, it's an adult cartoon on HBO. If you guys have not seen that, it's really, 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 really good. I highly recommend seeing it. It's a very, very, very good, it's a very good show. Oh, funny enough, he was on, what is it? Oh, he was on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader that Travis Kelce hosted. So it's funny that he has that he has that connection. Yeah, Harley, wow, they gave Harley Quinn on IMDb an 8.4. Holy shit, that's crazy. He's been in a bunch of Trolls movies. Rugrats. God, I love Rugrats. Fuck, where is this show? Oh, he was on Bob's Burgers. Everybody's on fucking Bob's Burgers. Crank Yankers, Final Space. No, he's in a lot of cartoons. Damn. Where the frick was it? Oh my God, he was on Man with a Plan. That's so funny. He was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Oh my God, what was the show that he was on that I loved? That's gonna drive me literally insane. It was the first time they ever really, Undateable, that's what it was. It was the first time they ever really started doing the live tapings on TV. And so they would do a lot of those. And you guys, I love that show so freaking much. But Chris D'Elia is apparently like a piece of shit, apparently. Fun news about that. So, but that show I remember loving that show so much. And then when they did the live taping episodes, those were really cool to watch. That was really, really fun to watch. But that's where I learned about who Ron Funches was. And that was in like 2017. And he's really, really funny. I'm trying to think of anybody else I want to talk about that's in this group. I don't really think so. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, let me know in the comment section who you guys think will win, if it'll be a traitor or a faithful. What are we at right now for traitor, faithful, winner, loser situation? I think we are only one traitor has won in the US series. The other 2 seasons, the last 2 seasons. So the first season a traitor won, the last 2 seasons faithfuls won. So it'll be interesting to see if I want a traitor to win so bad. I love when the traitors win because the shock on people's faces of like, oh my God, oh my God, you fooled me. Oh my God, it's so crazy. Like, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The Traitors UK, they did a celebrity season, and one of the traitor won, and they were shook to their core. And I love that. I love that. I love when they're just like, and you know, the traitors that win are usually traitors that you're like, oh, they're the sweet, nice person. They're always helping out. They're always trying to figure out who the traitor is, blah, 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 blah. But the last two, the thing is that some of these, with at least the celebrity ones, I don't know about the, if they ever did a regular one, but the traitors are, on the celebrity ones, they're so in their own friggin' heads, and they're so egotistical that they get in their way instead of like really focusing. And they're very much like, I know what to do. I know what's best, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, stop, work together. Stop sabotaging each other. Like, you guys are psychopaths. Try to get to the end. The goal is to get to the end. The goal is to not, like last season, the traitors were, the reason why they lost is because they wouldn't get their shit together. It was always, oh, I know what's best. No, I know what's best. Oh my God, da, 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 da. Always fighting with each other. If the people that are traitors would stop fighting with each other for power all the time and just work as a team, they would get people out a lot faster, you know? And they also need to be in separate groups and not talk to each other and not spend any time together. That's the other thing, is that if they have to create their own little groups and their own little sections in order to not be around each other all the time, to look like they're, you know, working together. I also think it'd be really funny if they were like, no, let's make Johnny and Tara traitors together. Because then it's like, oh, well, yeah, we eliminated one of them because we thought they'd be a traitor. They can't both be traitors, right? And then the other one, whoever stayed, can be like, oh my God, I'm so sad, I'm so devastated, but I'm still a traitor. I think that would be really smart on the producer's part. Why am I not a producer? Someone give me a producer hat. Like, I would be so good at producing television, let me tell you right now. You guys wouldn't even know how to handle me. So yeah. So that's it for the traitors. That's kind of where we're at with the cast and the crew. I'm interested to see how it all pans out this season. I'm also always interested to see how they change things up, because they obviously, if you've watched the UK version and the American version, they're basically like copy and paste of each other with the different types of challenges and things like that. But I think, I could be wrong, but I thought I saw that they were going to be having a lot more like twists and turns this season. I'm always interested to see what they do the first episode, because the first episode they always do something really weird and everybody's like, wait, what? Like when they brought like Rob, and then they eliminated him, like they didn't bring him back, but then they did bring him back. Like, I'm interested to see the first episode, what they come up with, what Alan does to kind of mix things up a little bit. But yeah, I'm very, very interested. I didn't watch the UK season because it's not out on Peacock yet. But usually when you watch the UK season, you can figure out what the American season's going to do for challenges and stuff. Because again, they're kind of copy and paste of each other. And I believe, are they in the same? No, they're not in the same location. Which one is in the same location? I thought one of them taped in the same exact location as the US version. I don't remember. I've watched all of them. I've watched the Australian version. I've watched the Ireland version. There's a bunch. Oh my God, there's so many of them, and they're all so good. The Traitors as a franchise, as like as a show, as a global show, is chef's kiss phenomenal. I highly recommend it. So, all right, if you guys are not following me on all social media, go follow me, share, like, subscribe, do everything. And if you don't know, I now have a political social media account called Mainstream Media, MAINE Stream Media. Maine is in the state. You can go check that out if you're into political stuff, because a lot of shit is happening, especially with you know who, with the you know what and the you know where, and all the letters. Okay, so go check that out. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.